Okay. Wait for our first person to pop on as usual. It's always awkward waiting for the first person. I give it to like 3:32 if no one pops on before then. If not, we'll just still keep going. The video will be there. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Christine Rogers, and we also have Christina Johnson and Kanisha Williams here, our college advisors. We're going live once again to give announcements and also give updates on the commitment form, just for those of you who weren't able to attend last week or who may not have read the emails that we've been sending out. So first, we're going to get started with our announcements, and Christina will start us off.
So, hey everyone. So, today's announcements are pretty important, so please listen carefully. So, the first announcement is that group college advising will no longer be starting on Mondays. We will, however, be starting on Tuesdays. So, now group advising will be offered 4 days a week: Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, because there just was not enough participation in Monday sessions. We were going whole weeks without anyone coming in for Monday. So, hopefully, Tuesday will work out better for everyone's schedule. However, if you do want a Monday session, then you will just have to contact us at either info@detroitpromise.com, or you can contact us through the support DCAN email, which we can provide in the comments here. So the other announcement that I'm going to go over is that you must submit your FAFSA as soon as you can. The FAFSA deadline is June 30th of this year if you want to start college in the fall of 2021. So if you want to start college in either August or September, whenever the semester of your intended college starts, then you have to have your FAFSA submitted by June 30th. And this also coincides with your Detroit Promise if you are a Detroit Promise eligible student, because you must have a FAFSA done to get the Detroit Promise. And also, we are still currently in May decision month, so please commit to the school that you would like to go to so that you can go ahead and get squared away with all the requirements for orientation, testing, if you have to sign housing contracts or different things like that. You want to really get that done as soon as possible, and go ahead and make your decision of what school, college, university, or any other program after high school you would like to pursue once you graduate. So, summer plans. If the college university that you plan to attend is offering a summer bridge program, like Michigan State or the University of Michigan, several other colleges and universities offer bridge programs, which are programs in which incoming freshmen get to attend college during the summer months before the fall semester starts, so that you can get used to the university and so that you can really get a good intentional transition into college with the help of different people like academic advisors and people whose job it is to help students transition into college. You really want to take that opportunity. If you don't have any current summer plans, then go ahead and come into group college advising tomorrow or during the week so that we can find volunteer opportunities for you or job opportunities that may be available so that you can make the best of your summer. And also, scholarships are still open. We have posted the scholarships on the resource page of the Detroit Promise website. If you would like to know more about scholarships that are available, we will put those resources in the chat. So on May the 31st, the Caleb's Kids Scholarship is due. This scholarship is open to students in Wayne, Macomb counties, and I think there is a third county in which the scholarship is open to students. So those details will also be found in the comments after we're done with the announcements. And I don't know if Christine or Kenesha would like to speak more to the Detroit College Day drive-through.
Yeah, so we have some I'm sorry, I skipped ahead. Sorry, for our Detroit College Day drive-through, this is a time to celebrate all of our students who have committed to a school and signed their Detroit Promise commitment form. Only students who have signed their commitment forms will be invited to this event. These events will be held Saturday, June 5th and Saturday, June 12th, one on Marygrove College and then one at Wayne Community College. The Eastern campus, so one on the east side, one on the west side. There will be DJ, will be giving away gifts. It will be just a great time to celebrate our Detroit Promise students who have signed their commitment forms. So once again, that will be Saturday, June 5th at Marygrove on the west side. And then we have one Saturday, June 12th on the east side at Wayne County Community College, their Eastern campus. So we'll drop the information for those Detroit College Day drive-through. It is a drive-through event, so you can stay in your car the whole time, but we will have, some gifts and nice things for you all. And also a DJ will be there just to have a great time and celebrate you all as students. So now that we're done with our announcements, we'll be moving into the information about the commitment form. So if you are a parent watching right now, a student, a teacher, a community member, it is so important that we get students to sign the commitment form. You cannot receive your Detroit Promise if the commitment form is not signed. So even if you have signed your commitment form, if you know someone else who has not signed theirs, help a peer out and make sure that they get their commitment form signed. It's a great way to be able to be in a good place financially, to be able to attend a college and have that tuition and mandatory fees paid. So we definitely need you all to get on that and get the commitment form signed as soon as possible. Our commitment form has changed from being in Kaleidoscope to now being a form stack that has been emailed and texted out to every student that has registered. So if you cannot find that email, then check your spam and make sure it did not go to your spam box. But we have been emailing and texting out students the commitment form. So starting off with our 2-year commitment form, there is one general link for students who are interested in going to a community college. So we partner with 6 community colleges. If you are attending one of our 6 community colleges, like Henry Ford, Oakland Community College, Macomb Community College, Schoolcraft College, Jackson, or Wayne County Community College District, then you will be filling out that community college link that was emailed out to you. After you sign, you will receive an email confirming your next steps. So some students say, what do I do next? What do I do next? For the students who are attending Henry Ford Community College, Oakland Community College, Macomb Community College, or Schoolcraft College, you will receive some communication from your campus coach. If you go to one of those schools, you will be a part of a program called the Detroit Promise Path. And then you will receive a coach, and that coach is there to be your point person who you can ask about Detroit Promise related things, but also about how to navigate your campus space in general. And then for the students who are choosing to go to Jackson College or Wayne County Community College, you will receive communication from a Detroit Promise college access advisor. And we do not have the Detroit Promise pathways at those 2 schools, but they do have similar programs, or we have put in a college advisor to help support students at those locations. So also in line with the commitment form, we also have community college admit days. So those are days in which you will, students who are interested in going, who have been accepted to our community colleges, we have these days planned out for you to speak with admissions advisors to learn those next steps to actually get enrolled in the school and what you need to look forward to in the fall. So coming up tomorrow is our Schoolcraft College admit day. So if you are not registered for that and you are planning on going to Schoolcraft College, I'll drop the link in the chat for you all to be able to register for Schoolcraft College admit day. That is tomorrow. And then coming up, and the dates are to be announced, we will have admit days for Jackson College, Macomb Community College, Oakland Community College. We already had our Wayne Community College one last week, and we look forward to seeing more students sign up to go to our community college admit days that are coming up. So that's really all you need to know about the 2-year form as of right now. Apply to one of our 6 community colleges school, fill out that link, and then expect to hear from one of your coaches or your college access advisor. So for our 4-year form, there has been a couple of different changes for the 4-year side. So there has been some adjustments to GPAs and test scores. So if you receive the link to the 4-year form, then this chart is already there, but I'll go over it just for any of you all that aren't aware or want to spread the information about what the requirements are for the Detroit Promise. So Albion College adjusted their GPA to a 2.7 to be eligible for the Detroit Promise. Alma College adjusted their GPA to a 2.75. Madonna University is at a 2.8, and those are the 4 schools who adjusted their GPA. The rest of the schools are still at a 3.0 for Detroit Promise, and you still have to live in Detroit for 4 years and attend a high school in Detroit for 4 years. And if you have any questions about those requirements in terms of GPA and test scores, just please email us and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you have about eligibility. So for the 4-year, each student has received their own unique link via text and email. And to complete the form, you would need to have your college acceptance letter. So that needs to have your college logo or in the admissions signature visible for us to accept that admissions letter. And then you also need your unofficial 7-semester transcript if your high school did not return a GPA roster. So students are aware of what students should be aware of whether or not they need to submit a transcript that was sent out in the emails that each student received. And then you also need an eligible score report. So if you are attending a school where you still have to submit a test score, or if you're attending MSU, for example, you have below that 3.5, so they're still requiring a 21 on the ACT and a 1060 on the SAT, you still need to submit those test scores. But a lot of our schools are test optional, so every student does not need to submit. Now, Kanisha is going to go into some of our frequently asked questions about, the Detroit Promise and about our process. But that's all you all need to know about the commitment forms. The links have been emailed and sent out. Everything that I'm explaining right now is in those emails that we messaged to you all. So if you have any questions, once again, email us. And Christina, you can go ahead.
So something that's been a really great experience about monitoring the info at Detroit Promise Box is that we get a lot of great questions from parents and students about the Detroit Promise process and about college in general. So like Christine said, we're just going to be reviewing just a few frequently asked questions that tend to come through into the info at Detroit Promise Box. So one of the most frequently asked questions that comes from parents or guardians or just adults that really care about students is, my student is not a high school senior, and what should they be doing to get ready for college, and can they apply for the Detroit Promise now? So if you are the parent or guardian or caretaker of a student that is not a current high school senior, then your student should not be applying for the Detroit Promise right now. Your students should only be applying for the Detroit Promise when they are in their senior year of high school. The Detroit Promise application tends to open up in September of every year. So once your student is a high school senior and in September, the promise is open, go ahead and have them apply. If you have them apply before they are a senior, then you risk their application not staying in the system in case the Detroit Promise decides to change its system process and platform in which students register. So please just have your student register when they are a senior. So the question for what should your student be doing before they're a senior to be ready for the Detroit Promise and for college? So we usually tell parents to encourage their student to maintain a 3.0 GPA or better so that they may be eligible for both 2-year funding and 4-year funding when they are a senior in high school. We also give out support resources for students to obtain a 21 ACT score or a 1020 SAT score. To do well on standardized tests, you have to do consistent and intentional practice. So those resources are free and available on the College Board website, and they're also free on Khan Academy. If you would like more information about those resources, then just go ahead and contact us at info@Detroit Promise. So those are the two main things that students can do before they are a senior to be ready for the Detroit Promise and for going to college overall.
And
The
another
next most,
thing
oh, go ahead.
that I'd just like to add to that is exploring our partner colleges, visiting the campuses when they open back up, or doing a virtual tour now that a lot of schools has, and figuring out, does that college offer what I need? If a student is interested in a certain major, in a certain career field, start looking at those colleges that offer that, and seeing how that aligns with the Detroit Promise, or even if it doesn't align with the Detroit Promise, just exploring those school options will be very important by the time that student reaches their senior year. A lot of students start exploring colleges in their senior year when that should be happening a lot earlier, just to limit some of that stress, so you already know what options you have they'll have available to themselves.
Yep, those are really good things to also keep in mind, that students should be exploring their options before they are a senior. Like starting a junior year is a really good place to start. So the next one that is very frequently asked is, I don't see the Detroit Promise on my financial aid award letter. When do I get the money? So keep in mind, the Detroit Promise is a last dollar scholarship, and that means that the Detroit Promise does not pay to a student's financial aid account until all other sources of financial aid have paid already. So your FAFSA makes you eligible for loans and grants. So those pay to your student account first, and then you have other types of financial aid that may come from the college or university. You may have tip money that pays out to your student account. So all these sources of financial aid must pay to your student account before the Detroit Promise gets there. And you should expect to see the Detroit Promise money, to answer the when do I get the money question. You should expect to see it in your award letter very close to, or when you have already started your college courses, because that's when a lot of money that has to pay out to your financial aid account has all paid out by the time you have, after you have registered and you are about to start your classes, or after you have started already. Because some scholarships are last dollar, want to be sure that the student has actually shown up to college and is in their seat before they will pay out to their student account. So if you would like to talk more about this, please go ahead and contact us, because it is just a good conversation to have. So as you're going through college in the future, you have a better idea of exactly how your financial aid works. So another frequently asked question is, I graduated from high school before 2021. Can I still get the Detroit Promise? So as long as you are at the age of 24 or younger by September 1st of this year, you can still get the Detroit Promise scholarship. You would have to contact us so that we can get you the necessary paperwork. But keep in mind that if you are a past graduate that did not use the Promise as soon as you graduated from high school, then you will only be eligible for the 2-year funding. So if you're a person that took a year or two from going to college, and now you're ready to start and you are going straight to a 4-year university, then more than likely you will not be granted the Detroit Promise after not having gone straight into a 4-year after you graduated from high school. So yes, you can get the Detroit Promise as a past graduate. However, you will only be eligible for the 2-year institution funding. So the next one that is frequently asked is, can I defer my Detroit Promise scholarship? So you can defer your Detroit Promise scholarship for up to a year if you are attending a community college. However, unless you are under extraordinary circumstances that will stop you from attending a 4-year college that you plan to go to straight after high school, then more than likely you will not be able to defer your Detroit Promise scholarship to go to a 4-year college university. So for example, if you plan to go to Henry Ford College straight out of high school, you can take a year off and then decide to go in and claim your Detroit Promise to take it with you. But if you are a person that is trying to go to Saginaw Valley State University after high school with the Detroit Promise, but you haven't gone at right as soon as you graduate from high school, then more than likely you will not be able to use it. So keep your options in mind. So the last one before we wrap things up is, I am the parent or guardian caretaker of a student, some adults. Can you tell me if they registered for the Detroit Promise? So this is where what we call the Family Education Rights and Protection Act comes in. We cannot share information about your Detroit Promise registration status with your parent, guardian, or caretaker unless you send us an email giving us consent to talk about your file with them. And that's because as students, you all do have the right to privacy when it comes to your academics and when it comes to your Detroit Promise registration status. So we can't legally just share that information with parents or guardians or caretakers without the student's consent. So parents, as you are trying to monitor your student, as you should, by making sure that they are staying on track and handling business, when you ask us about your student's registration status, just please be prepared for us to go ahead and ask you, can you copy your student on the email thread and just have them tell us that yes, they consent to their parent knowing their information so that we can move forward and make sure that we are getting your student and you the help that you all need as soon as possible. So we get this question very often from parents and guardians trying to check up on their students' application and registration status. So that's all for the frequently asked questions.
Thank you, Christina, for that. I hope that information is helpful to you all. Once again, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And our email is floating across the, not floating, but scrolling across the screen right now for those of you who need it. So just to end off, we always like to let you know what resources are available to you all. And as always, the Detroit Promise is a resource. Our college advisors are a resource. Going to the Detroit College Access Network's website and going to student support. Or if you are a teacher, there also is information for teachers and counselors about how they can support students, what resources are available to staff members who work in the realm of college access. And then also, along with the DCAN support for the students, DCAN has done some of the work for you and put together a list of summer programs and internships that are available. Please do not waste your summer. You might think it's time to chill, but it's really not. It's time, to get prepared for college, still continue to explore what you're interested in, and, so you can have a smooth transition and then getting some experience under your belt. Summer programs and summer internships can be a great way to meet other people and to network and really have a fulfilled summer. And they also have done some of the work for you by putting together a scholarship list. I know students are constantly asking, what are additional scholarships I can apply to, where I can get some more extra money from, what scholarships can I apply to? The Detroit College Access Network has put together a scholarship list. If you go to their website and go to their student support part, and we'll drop that website on here for you. That's their website, and you can go there, and then you can go to student support, and that's where you can find that summer program and internship list and the scholarship list. So we'll take any comments. If you all have any, you can drop them in the chat, and we'll stick around for a few more minutes to answer them if there's anyone who would like to drop a comment. And if not, thank you all as always for attending. And we hope to see you next week as we continue to give you all announcements and give you all great content about things to do to get you all prepared for college. I should have some elevator music. We need to get some elevator music to play in the background while we're waiting. Okay. So bye, everyone.